Hi, it's Sue with Everyday Artisan again, and I can't believe it's the middle of June and I never did follow up with my weekly wrap-ups of Me Made May. And so now I'm going to have to give you a whole rest of the month all at once. So I'm going to try and do this really quick. I did end up writing a blog post about it, and so I'm going to link that down below where I have all the pictures and I have links to different blog posts that have instructions in them. I've got some links, some other videos I made if it's about a particular garment. And so in this video, I'm just kind of going to go through everything pretty quickly. I'm actually not even going to share all of my outfits, I don't think, because let's face it, some of my pictures weren't that flattering, and who wants to put unflattering pictures of themselves on YouTube? But I'm going to give you some of the highlights. And again, if you wanted to see everything, it's down on the blog. You know, May's a tricky month. It's my work was busy. I was traveling. I forgot that I tried to become a flower farmer, and so my garden took a lot of my time. So, you know, when I'm gardening, obviously I'm not going to wear my nice made pieces. And the end of the month turned out kind of cold and rainy, and so I didn't end up spending as much time on focusing on my Me Made pieces as I would have liked, but that's okay because I did what I did. I did not do obviously as much documenting as I would like, based on the fact that this is the first video I'm posting in a while. I didn't do nearly as much mending as I would have liked, but I did still get a lot out of it, and you know, figure out what's important to me and what I enjoy. And so let's go through it. Okay, you're going to see me looking down a lot. I'm actually reading off my blog post to remember, because it's a lot to remember. Where I left you, I had done the blog post or the video on day 4. So now I'm on day 5, and I'm wearing that reversible mini again, this time in the black, or excuse me, in the navy, because I'm wearing it with just a regular black Alabama Chanin t-shirt and with a black and navy bolero that I made. And I think in my blog post I didn't remember the stencil, but it was the Magdalena. I've actually made a whole lot of black and navy pieces. As a matter of fact, I'll post below. I have a whole black and navy Pinterest board because there are so many pieces that she's made and then that I've made, and it's really nice because they're classic colors. They go with almost everything, and they go with each other, and so it can be really versatile. Okay, let's see. Oh gosh, what's wrong with my thing? Forgive me. Not about as good at my laptop as I am at vlogging. Okay, then I wore my Pewter swing skirt that I made as a part of a host a party kit. There were about 12 of us. We all bought the swing skirt kit. Some of them, like myself, had made several pieces. Some people had, this was their first piece. So in my blog, I listed all the different videos. Like I said, you probably remember this skirt because it was all in my swing skirt construction videos. I was going to Maggie's for her stitch night that night, so I just threw on a black sweater, and I'm wearing my brother's monocle, which is always fun. But this was another example of me trying to wear Alabama Chanin with regular clothes. And you can see in the background of this picture that ballet and natural, it's a fitted dress that is one of the first pieces I ever painted myself and made. It's still on my, why can't I remember the name of those things? Dress form? Yes. Still on my dress form, haven't mended it. I literally put it on the dress form, so I would have to look at it every day and think to mend it, and it still never happened. But I think it's going to take a little more construction skills that I'm going to have to think through it, and especially after my disaster with my white crossback shirt. You know, what is it, the measure twice, cut once? I just want to make sure I've thought it all the way through before I touch it. Okay. got a lot of pictures, and I might just put them all, well, no, I'll still go day by day, chronological. Had to go in the office this day, so I'm wearing the Tartan pencil skirt. I think there's a video on that I had posted earlier, but always good to wear a pencil skirt to the office. All right, then in the middle of the month, I know on my last video I told you, oh, I'm gonna do this robe project. I'm really excited. Well, you wanna see how far I've gotten with that project? Yeah, this is it. I've made my lines using my guide from the embroidery or hand stitches book, and I started on the one. That's as far as I've gotten. Oh look, I just noticed. If I look real close, you can see I've got all the little dots that I've put on there. In the meantime, ironically, since I pulled out that mini skirt again on day 5, I'd worn it on like day 2 and day 5. I'm like, huh, evidently I like this plain versatile piece. Maybe I should make another one. So I started, and I've got pictures, better pictures of it on my blog, but I started to do the same thing in Indigo and Peacock, because those are also colors that I have made a lot of pieces of. So I did the exact same method of, I think the pattern is a little different because this one appears a little more A-line, a little more, why can't I think of words today? I'm not stopping the video, I'm getting through this thing. But I did the circles, I'm doing the quilting. I kind of debated a lot whether or not to use navy thread, or in this case I'm using the gray buttoncraft thread. A lot of my peacock pieces have the navy thread, and so it kind of disappears. But my one indigo jacket that I'm going to show you a little bit later has the gray, and I like that piece better. And a lot of the peacock pieces I have, as a matter of fact, I just jumped over a peacock outfit that I wore in the middle of the month that I didn't want to show you. For tops wise, I made them 10 years ago, and I'm going to have to do a little adjusting. So maybe I'll adjust it and put some gray on them to match that. But I'm really excited. I'm almost finished. This is the front piece. This is the back piece. I had a little issue. I wanted to sew it with seams on the indigo side because I thought the little bit of peacock showing through would be really cool. But when I sewed this together on the back, I didn't catch all the peacock fabric in the seam. So I'm kind of undoing the seam right now, and I'm going to redo it. There's always something. But I'm really excited about this piece too. But unfortunately that means the robe's taking the back seat, but that's okay. I think my biggest lesson for my May was be flexible. Okay. All right, this next one, hey, isn't this a timeless statement? Again, trying to wear my Alabama Chanin pieces with just regular pieces, in this case a t-shirt. And this Alabama Chanin skirt, I don't think I vlogged or blogged about it. It was also a poncho kit, very similar to when I bought the white and the black poncho kits at the same time. So Anna's Garden stencil, the silver paint, so very similar. It doesn't quite, the poncho kit rectangle doesn't quite fit the swing skirt pattern, so you have to make it a little skinnier. But yeah, this is a good piece. I think eventually it would look great with the white on top, so black and white, kind of like that. All right, next, hey, it was Mother's Day. So on Mother's Day, I wore my, I think it's a 8-panel tank or 10-panel tank, and I ended up adding extra panels, so I'm calling it like a 12-panel tank. And then I was wearing my white cropped cardigan with it, which I think I'm gonna have to bleach that one because it doesn't quite look white like it fits. And then I think I'll go ahead and put the picture up real quick of my sister. Thanks for letting me put you up here. She's wearing a dress that I had stenciled for her a long time ago, a tank dress in, I think it's natural on natural with the Angie's Fall stencils, and she did a bunch of different treatments to it. That was a really special day. We didn't plan it at all, but we ended up, we were gonna meet, but we were, and had talked about going to my mom's gravesite, but I've also talked about going to lunch or talked about going shopping. I'm like, oh, let's just go meet there and then go about the rest of our day. And we got there, literally, I got there 5 minutes later, they were doing a dove release, which I'd never seen before. So it was a really exciting day, hence why she's holding a dove in this picture. All right, that next day, so I was at my sister's and we were driving up to New York. And so I was going to be in the car for 7 hours. We were actually planning on going to go golfing that day. So I'm wearing a skirt, but I did put on my fun little reversible corset that I made a long time ago. It's the blue Makers Fest t-shirt on one side with the seams on that side. And then the other side is just plain black. So a great travel piece because it can go 2 different ways. But I've learned this day I should never put the camera on the ground and take a picture facing up because that's just not attractive. So I'm surprised I'm leaving this picture in here, but I am. Okay, this next one was just a plain picture when we're up at the lake in New York. I wanted to include it because I think what's important here is I think one of the smartest things I've done, again, I always say that I think Alabama Chanin pieces look really good with Alabama Chanin pieces. So one of the smartest things I did was take the patterns that I really like. In this case, it was the tank and the swing skirt. I'll put both pictures up. And just make single layer plain pieces because you can end up mixing and matching them with a whole bunch of things. In this case, I think I posted a short where I was actually wearing a scarf with this whole same outfit. So this particular tank is just a plain single layer natural tank. I wear it all the time. Looks great under things. Make yourself one, you'll be glad you did. All right, oh, I'm gonna skip over that day. I was gardening that next day. Don't wanna wear this when I'm gardening. And so that the next picture I'm going to show you, I'm wearing the corset in Ballet with the cropped cardigan over top and just a pair of shorts. Great for putzing around. I think we went up to go visit a couple places up in the Catskills, including Woodstock, and had a great day. Olana State Park. It was wonderful. So a good day for just something to putz around in. And the Ballet on Ballet corset is perfect for that. Then I talked my sister into taking the train down to the city, and I wanted to go to Cezanne, which is a Parisian-based sustainable fashion boutique. So I made her trek all the way down to Soho. We had to wait in line to get into a retail store, which I don't think I've ever, maybe I did for Apple once a long time ago for a phone, but I think that's the only time I've ever done that. But it was fun because I wore my white crossback tank, and I apologize, I didn't take any pictures of the back where I'm now asymmetrical because the one side is plain. Maybe I'll try and get a short of that soon. I don't have that tank or that shirt here with me now. But yeah, I had fun going down to the city. Then the next day I had to drive all the way back to Virginia, and it was kind of cold and rainy, so I just threw on my wrap. Another navy and black piece with polka dots. It's a fun one. not so easy. It's easier to drive in than the poncho because the poncho kind of is tight through here when you're driving. But the wrap I could just throw on, throw off. Great thing to have in the car. Oh, I'm in the car, my legs are cold, throw my wrap on. It's more like a blanket. It's fun. And then I'm just gonna post a little picture. When I got back, I spent a couple days having to clean up my garden because of all the rain, it had grown kind of wild. So I spent a little more time in the garden and then instead of my clothes. And then I ended up a couple of days of having to really go into the office and do a bunch of work. So this next picture is actually from the bathroom in my office because that's how much time I had. But this is a tank in natural with the faded fabric underneath in Magdalena. You can't see from this picture because I'm holding the camera up in front, but it's got the black trim. It's such a cute little tank. This is one of my absolute favorites. Then the next day, here's my favorite example of me wearing one of my makes with something that is store-bought. And this was the wool and dress. That's, a lot of people do the 100-day challenge in this dress. I did it in a plain black long sleeve. And then this is the dress. When you do the 100 days, you could earn a certificate for $100 towards another dress. So this is the dress I bought with that. Anyway, I'm wearing it with, I made a bolero with long sleeves, and there's this one jacket she has, and I'm gonna snip this picture up because I just love this jacket so much. It's so decadent, if you will, because even just putting this square treatment on the end of a sleeve, well, first of all, it took me forever to figure out in my mind how to do it. And I do have a blog post about it. So that's, if you go to the blog post for Me Made May, it will link to that blog post. But it took me a while to figure out how it would be best for me to do the treatment. I can't tell by looking at her jacket how she did it. And I don't think I've ever seen them publish like, here's how we did this. But I just think this turned out looking so cute, and I had never tried it before. And so now I'm like all excited that I have a new outfit that I love because Me Made May made me try to do things I hadn't done before. And woohoo, Friday night I was going to an art gallery opening, so I got to pull out my Indigo Jacket. And I'm wearing it with that plain black reversible corset and the black reversible mini on the plain black side. So a whole outfit of Alabama Chanin makes. But I just love this Indigo Jacket, and I still haven't blogged about it. I mean, I dyed the fabric, ended up dyeing the thread, the floss, painted the Aurora stencil. This was my COVID project. This is what kept me busy through 2020 and then some. And I still haven't finished it because I haven't put on fasteners because I'm not very good at it. Anyway. Yeah, and then the rest of the month kind of flew past. You know, I'll stick up a picture of, I was at a work dinner one night. I was wearing my navy facets tank dress that I had made from a kit in my 2016 workshop, which is actually probably my most worn piece, but also the easiest piece to just throw on, especially if you're going out to dinner at a nice restaurant, which this is a picture from the bathroom of the restaurant. Yeah. And then the next day it was, I'm wearing my tank that I made with navy facet. Is the top layer with, I painted it kind of with a gold paint and put the Twilight underneath. She had a whole, I remember, don't forget which collection or how long ago it was. Hers was kind of, she had a dogwood stencil that she did a whole bunch of pieces in this same colorway. And that inspired me to make this tank. I'm also wearing my navy clutch purse in this picture, which I love that one too. go to the blog, because I tried to look when I was doing my blog. I tried to look and see if she still had the instructions anywhere, because Alabama Chanin used to have a blog on their website. They've kind of taken what was originally there off. As far as I can tell, maybe it's there and I just don't know how to find it. Because when they had their anniversary recently, they definitely did their focus more on the different artists that they've collaborated with, which is wonderful. But a lot of those old instructions, and they had recipes and things like that, a lot of that has kind of disappeared. And that's where I originally found the instructions to make this clutch. So unfortunately, the only instructions I have are when I did it before. I'm going to have to go back to that if I ever want to make another one, which I think I do, because I love those ruffles. Or even any ruffles, I might have to go back and read what I did. And for the last day, I was out running errands, so I'm just going to throw on a top with a pair of jeans. This is a black crossback top, so was the inspiration in the same pattern as the white one that I just made. And threw on a little faded fabric scarf that I had made. I bought a bundle of scraps from her at one point. That's one of my favorite blog posts, is what I did with my faded fabric. Because so far I did that, you saw them already, the tank with the faded fabric layer underneath. I did the Bolero long sleeves with the faded fabric cuff, if you will, and then made this little scarf. I think I have enough left over to do something, but I'd have to find it first. All right, that was my main roundup. I think my main lessons, and I think I put this on my blog post: stay flexible, wear what you want, make what you want, and enjoy the process. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and will like and subscribe and keep following. I think this skirt will be done in the next week. I had something I was going to make, but now I'm not going to, and then I get started on that robe. So that'll be a really neat one, because that's a lot more stitching than it is just constructing a garment. So thank you guys so much, and have a good day.